Hey everyone, welcome back to Make the Music. Today we're starting a new exciting series. We're going to be building out the entire song from scratch, from start to finish. That means song idea. Okay, just a few minutes ago, I was sort of working on something on the acoustic guitar, just banging out a few chords, humming some melodies to see if I had anything. We're going to go from just the tiny baby of an idea all the way to a final master and then putting it out on a streaming service. So you have that to look forward to. I really hope you'll want to follow along with this challenge. Leave a comment down below if over the next 3 or 4 months you want to build out an entire song, record it, mix it, master it, and release it on streaming services and have something that you're proud of. So let me know down in the comments below, are you going to join me in this challenge? Because I'm going to start here in this first video. I did a video on all the gear you'll need to start in your home studio. I also have a free home studio gear guide that's 100% free that outlines everything that you need to start building out your home studio, as well as the home studio toolbox, which is all the software you need to start recording your own music. I want to help you along on this journey. So I'm going to show you every step of the process as I build out this whole song and put it out on streaming services. So I'm not going to leave anything out. I'm going to show you all parts of the process here. So we're going to start in this first video building out our scratch track. So my first step here is I just was kind of playing on the acoustic guitar, getting down a few chords, humming a few melodies. I want to get an idea or a hook into my DAW. I don't have a whole song fleshed out yet. I don't have all the ideas figured out. That's okay. I don't have to. I just have to have something cool. Try to come up with something. It maybe will be a guitar riff. It could be a piano line. It could be an interesting beat. It could be any number of things. For me, I write on acoustic guitar, piano, electric guitar. So I just kind of picked up my acoustic guitar. I started playing. I was like, oh, I like this chord progression. I started humming along a melody. A couple lyrics came to mind. I'm like, great. This is a great starting point for me to start building out a track, building out a song. I listened to some music beforehand. I was listening to some I don't know, George Ezra style, Mumford & Sons sort of style stuff, Barnes Courtney sort of thing. I was kind of in that mode and I was like, hey, I'm going to let some music inspire me and just see what comes out. So I'm going to go into my DAW and show you how I record a little scratch or a little bit of an idea that can eventually turn into a final song here. So like I said, I hope you follow along. Let's go into my DAW as I begin to sort of build out this track with just the inkling of a song idea. And real quick, I wanted to show you how for building out this scratch track, I'm going to be using my Focusrite Solo. I'm going to be going direct in with my acoustic guitar here. So I actually have a 1/4-inch cable there that would plug into my acoustic guitar. And because this is a instrument level signal, I want to make sure my switch is set to instrument here. And I'm going to turn up the gain so that I'm getting a decent enough signal, but I don't want to be clipping. So that's how I'm setting up my interface. It's going to be on input 2. My microphone is on input 1 to capture me talking into the audio. So if you don't know how to set that up, that's how I would do it. I just plug my Focusrite USB interface right into my computer. I download the proper drivers. I explain all the interfaces you can get in my home studio gear guide. And then I just turned up the gain to about there for my acoustic guitar. The pickups are not super hot, and that's going to go straight into my DAW. And I'll show how I'll begin recording that for my session. Okay, so now I'm in Reaper, my DAW here. I'm using a Pro Tools skin, but other than that, it's 100% completely Reaper. I guarantee it now. So what I'm going to do is start building out my scratch track. All I was doing before is just messing around with some chords. It sounded like this. Right, pretty simple. This is not a whole fleshed out idea, and it's not supposed to be a whole fleshed out idea. So the first thing I want to do is get my acoustic guitar scratch chords in there and then start building out the rest of this track. So what I did is I just inserted a track. Remember, we're using input 2 as I showed you with the interface, and I'm just going to name this something really simple like scratch track. And I'm just going to color it something just for fun. Who doesn't like color? Okay, scratch track, that's input 2. I want to make sure I'm getting input from my interface. Click record. Great. You can see the green bar is showing I am getting input. I don't need to hear the acoustic guitar back at me because I'm playing it in the room. So I don't need to turn on record monitor. I just need it to record it in general. I'm going to turn down my input a little bit so it's not going into the red. Okay, no matter how hard I play, that's not going to clip. Clipping is just when if I turn up the input this much, for example, on my interface, and it went to the red, that's not what we want because that's actually going to clip the digital audio. So I want to keep it at a conservative level. And this is my scratch track. Now next, I'm going to be having drums. This is not just going to be me recording an acoustic guitar and a vocal. I want this to be a full arrangement and a full song. So we need to find out what a tempo is. Yes, you can record without a tempo. When you're using virtual instruments or using something like Easy Drummer or something like that, it becomes really difficult if you've got fluid tempos. Now you can put tempo changes in your DAW, but I'm just saying it becomes really difficult. I prefer for this style of music that I'm working with to use a fixed tempo. And what you can do in Reaper or any other DAW is tap tempo. So you can use your mouse to actually tap the tempo in as opposed to trying to figure out what it is. So my tempo is something like this. It's got that foot stomping, marching tempo. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna be at about 108. That sounds right to me. I'm gonna enable the metronome, turn up the volume on the metronome so I can play this scratch track in time. So I can build out drums to the scratch track. And so it sounds in time and it sounds, like it makes sense. It's not clashing with the other instruments. I'm also going to insert a marker here where my idea is in my DAW, I moved up a whole bar as opposed to starting at 0. And when I hit record, it'll count in before I actually start recording. So I'm getting signal. Okay, and then I want to use the click to give me some tempo here. Let me just get my idea into the DAW. It's a little bit of a verse and a little bit of a chorus, so nothing too crazy, but I want to make sure I remember those things. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record by hitting Control R. I can hear the click. So I think I was a little ahead on the click there, so maybe my tempo is a little faster than what I tapped in. So let's go to 110. I think that would suit me better. And I'll turn up the click so I can hear it even better, and go double. So I can hear the click in double the amounts as opposed to all this space between all the beats. Great, that's my idea. I played it in time well enough. Remember, this is not going to be a final track. And so this is what it sounded like. This is just an acoustic guitar DI. Great, that's my scratch track idea. I have no clue what is going to be the verse, what's going to be the chorus exactly. Or I do have some clue, but these lengths are not correct. This was just the raw ideas. I want to make sure I had that E to G to A chord progression, and then I have that little turnaround at the end of the chorus. Which is just like a B minor to F sharp G. I want to make sure I had those ideas in my DAW to begin with. Sometimes what I like to do when I have a scratch idea is just add a simple drum thing here. And we'll have a whole video dedicated to building out your arrangement with drums, but I'm just going to call this scratch drums. Just give me some sort of a beat, something to work with. And I know a lot of you guys are working with something like Easy Drummer 3. It's really affordable. It's really easy to use. So that's what I'm going to pull up here. I don't really care about drum sounds right now. I'm just gonna like give it ambience because I want this to be like super kind of epic sounding and ambient. But I don't really care about, I'm not going for drum sounds right now. But what I do want is some sort of like 4 on the floor sounding thing. So I'm gonna try and find some beats in Easy Drummer 3. So this is what comes with Easy Drummer 3 here. We've got some classic hard rock, alternative rock. Maybe it's alternative, straight 4/4. They've got one selection here, verse. Yeah, that's way too busy for me. Maybe it'd be something like electronic pop. I have no idea. Yeah, that's a little closer to what I'm looking for. Maybe United Chorus. That's kind of cool. That may not be the final beat. What I'm going to do is drag that MIDI into my DAW and then copy this a few times. Maybe not for the very first part here. I might just do it like that. Okay, that's close. I do know I want a 4 on the floor feel with this track. So let's see if I can find that. Maybe EDM. We'll try EDM. That's close. I don't like the hat, but that has the right 4 on the floor feel I'm going for. I'm just going to go into the MIDI here. I won't let me edit it right now, but I'm just going to mute the hi-hat for now. Great. That is like the definite feel of my track. Like I definitely feel like we're starting to get somewhere. So that is an idea of a scratch track. This is not a fully fleshed out arrangement or scratch arrangement. That's going to be the next video. So I'm going to show you how to build out an entire song, entire 3.5, 4 minute song in a format like this. So you have an idea of where you're going with the song. I kind of got the hook in. I've got the cool idea, the cool part that I want everybody to hear, that draws the listener back. Even classical music have hooks in them, right? Things that draw the listener back. So what is the thing that's going to draw your listener back to your song? Maybe it's a really cool riff. Maybe you've got a great riff on a chuggy guitar. Maybe you have a great piano line. Maybe it's an amazing beat. Whatever it is, for me, it's this chorus with this 4 on the floor sound, this bluesy rock sort of thing. That's what's going to bring people back to the song. And of course, the vocal melody, which isn't tracked. But this is the initial scratch idea. Next video, we're going to build out the entire song in a format like this. Then I'll show you how to do drums and percussion, how to do bass guitar, electric guitars, strings, piano, vocals, mixing, mastering, and artwork and releasing. I'm going to show you how to do all of it in this series. So if you don't want to miss out on this series, you should like the video down below and subscribe to the channel so that you can follow along. Like I said, leave a comment down below. Are you going to follow along with this series and build out a song? Doesn't matter what style it is. Doesn't matter your talent level. Everyone should have some fun making some music. So I thank you so much for watching this video. Join me in the next video next week of this series, and I will see you guys next time.